if you're fortunate enough to be traveling for March break, be careful how you're lugging your suitcase or your backpack. Chiropractor Nekessa Remy is here to avoid those travel pains.
That is right. And it starts with your luggage. So you want to make sure that you've got the right luggage. So I just brought an example here of a suitcase that is a hard plastic.
Okay.
But what I love about it is it's actually lightweight. So that's something you want to look for, lightweight. And the other thing you should look for is your suitcases should have at least 2 straps. So this one has a strap on the inside and a strap at the top.
Okay.
That's going to make it a lot easier to maneuver throughout the airport or in a vehicle, let's say.
Yeah, if you have to like take it up the steps of a train or a bus or something like that, it is a lot easier to carry it on the side like that.
Yeah, and if your suitcases have the little levers, you always want to make sure that that lever reaches your elbow. That's how you know it's the right size for you.
Oh,
yes, because it allows you to push it without straining the shoulder or the wrist.
Good to know, good to know. Okay, what's the sweatshirt
So
here for?
what I wanted to talk about was packing real quickly. When you've got bulkier items like shoes or things like that, you always want the bulky items to be by the wheels of the suitcase or the lower portion.
It would be
exactly
here.
And then items that are lighter, softer should be at the top. It's going to be easier to manage it throughout the airport or if you're going to be walking for long periods. So bulkier items at the bottom, lightweight items at the top.
Okay, I love this trick for hotel pillows because we were talking before the segment, and hotel pillows have become so soft, and I don't like a soft pillow. It's like your head goes in and it's like the pillow collapses around your face.
Exactly. I do get a lot of hotel neck in my office, as I call it. But an easy trick. All you have to do is go to the bathroom and grab a bath towel. I folded it in half, and then what I'm going to do is just roll it, okay? And then what you're going to do is place it in the lower end of the your pillowcase. And what you've done is you've actually created a little bit more support for the neck. You've actually created a little orthopedic pillow. Ooh. So neck goes here, so you've got more support, so you don't feel like you're falling into the pillow and aggravating your neck muscles.
What a great idea. I am so going to try that.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then you're going to show us something sitting. So is this like if you're on a flight?
If you're on a flight or even if you're in a car. 2 easy stretches that you can do to avoid back pain.
Okay.
So the first is you're just going to, if you're already sitting in the plane, you're going to place 2 hands on the outside of the thigh. And then what you're going to do is rotate as far as you can to
say hi to your seat partner.
Exactly. Hello. And stretch the upper back. And then of course you would repeat on the other side. Really important to push the hands in because you're actually opening up the spine when you do that. And another great one, I'll just turn to the side, is just a cat camel, where we're lifting the chest up, looking up at the ceiling, and then rounding our shoulders back. And what I love is you can do this in a vehicle. And yes, your seat partner might think you're a little crazy, but it's a great stretch.
But you're going to feel good.
Exactly, at the end of your flight. Exactly.
Okay, do you want to come back up here then? I want to know, like when you're sitting down and like, do those neck pillows that people carry around, that I have one, but it's like it's so bulky that I never bring it with me.
Right. They can be helpful while you're sleeping to give you support. But one thing that I really like to bring on a plane is a sweater. Okay. Because you can use it for different things. If your neck is getting really tight, a little trick, you could take the sweater, pull forward, and just stretch out the neck. And this actually opens up the spine and will alleviate some of the tension that builds if you're asleep on your side. Okay. So I find a sweater can be really helpful.
You could also roll it up and use it kind of as a pillow.
You can also roll it up and put it in the small of your back if you're getting a lot of low back pain. So sweaters are my go-to when I'm traveling.
Okay, and those exercises that you did on the plane, would you do that like as soon as you sit down or after you've been sitting for a while?
After you've been sitting for a while. The spine doesn't like to be seated for more than 50 minutes, 50. That actually leads to compression. So every hour, if you can, I would do some of those stretches.
Okay. I never want to get up because I always end up with the middle seat, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to get up if I don't have to, but you really should get up and move around, right?
Absolutely. And especially if you're someone who's noticed that you might get a little swelling in the feet or things like that, you have to move. Same principle applies. If you're on a really long flight, every hour, get up, go do the aisles, go to the washroom. I know it can be an inconvenience to your seat partners, but it's better for your health.
Okay. All right, some good tips then, if you are fortunate enough to go, and you've always got such great tips. So I'm like, this is the first time that you've been on, first time I've actually been able to interview you. So it's so awesome. Great tips here. So we're packing a lot of good health for our spines.
Exactly. I love that. I'm using that.
Okay, Nekessa, thanks very much for coming in. We'll be back with more Morning Live right after this.